As we all know, a mother knows how to silence all her kids, with all of them crying for diverse reasons. This clearly shows that women possess the power to effectively wear many hats. When you're at home, you can see your mother.
She does a lot of things at the same time. She can juggle all this with no problem. This means that they handle crisis situations better than those men who get persuaded by women. When they get a crisis at job, they go to the bars, they go and start drinking and bring a bad influence to the family. Women have a soft spot for humanity, which we all require to survive in this cruel world, which is dominated by dictators and defined by blood. Like the 19-year-old Greta Thunberg, a Swedish environmental activist who is known for challenging world leaders into taking immediate action for climate change mitigation. If that isn't a true leader, I don't know what is. Women balance their work life and their family. A good example, a working woman can balance her children, aging parents, and her career so smoothly compared to men. Isn't that true? Women also possess the serenity, vision, together with the steering power to propose or come up with brilliant ideas that can curb the social, economic, and political problems faced by organizations, groups, even factories. That's why in the most developed and most powerful nation on earth, USA, 50.3% of all its managerial and professional positions are held by women. I'd like to conclude by saying, men are good, women are better.
Wow.
My honorable judges, my fellow debaters, teachers, and my fellow students, good afternoon. Okay, my name is Camila Mukami, and I'm from Mwanambeyu Girls High School, ready to oppose the motion that says women make better leaders than men. Majority of leaders in Africa are men. Can anyone, at least in this forum, name for me 5 great leaders who are women? No, no one can testify that. This is because we all affirm that men are great leaders. All in all, let me take you on to my first point. Men are intelligent. We can take the example of Galileo Galilei, the father of modern astronomy. He went on and invented on the military compass. And he also played a key role in the scientific revolution. This invention also helps our young scientists today. On to my second point. Men are brave and confident. Barack Obama, a very, very brave man. During his presidency, Barack Obama captured Osama bin Laden, the great terrorist in the whole world. Barack Obama took up his heels and confronted Osama bin Laden, which showed that he was brave. So, of which all the Americans were not able to achieve, but Barack Obama stood up and captured that great terrorist, And on to my third point, we can talk about men inspire many. Looking at our leader who was, looking at the male who was Mahatma Gandhi, the Indian, during his nonviolence, Mahatma Gandhi used his nonviolence to free India from British. So besides these great doings and sayings, Mahatma Gandhi will always remain on our hearts. So naturally, I believe that men were born to be great leaders. Thank you.
In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, I start by thanking the Almighty Allah for giving me this opportunity for representing my school. I join my colleague to defend the motion that says women make better leaders than men. I, Hussein Parwez from Waa High School, proposing the motion by saying women make better leaders than men. Women are flexible. Since women can change and suit to new conditions or situations at any circumstance. For example, our female judge, she is able to change her role from a lawyer and become our judge in this debate contest. In terms of hardship, women can change and wear suit which can cope up with the condition affecting her. For example, in the play of A Dollhouse, written by Henrik Ibsen, the character, Mrs. Linde, had to leave her love in order to live with a rich husband so that he can cater for the needs of her younger brothers and mother. Here in our own very country, our First Lady, Margaret Kenyatta, was able to change her role from the First Lady to become an athlete in order to save the life of unborn children and expectant mothers. In addition to this, women dream big. They dream of better things, and they dream of bigger things and better than what they have. A woman uses all the available power from various sources effectively, keeping in mind that she can do it. And that is why our female judge over there made it and become a lawyer. A man always tends to use his strength to accomplish his dreams. For example, there is a cameraman who running over here, and we have a female camera woman who stands at a particular point and take the photos well. Another example is our parents at home, especially those who are funded by single mothers. Our mothers at home invest on us, on our education, dreaming about the future, dreaming about our tomorrow, dreaming about when we pass our exams, we are going to improve their life and standard of living. Apart from dreaming big, women handle crisis situation well. They are able to solve and make better decisions. A great example is in our own homes. Our mothers are able to budget for the little 200 shillings that is gotten every day to cater for all the needs in the house. They are able to budget for a whole month even if the money is not reliable. This is a crisis and they are able to handle it. Most men prefer women for budget, for decision making, and that is why I think the late John Magufuli chose a woman to be his deputy. And as our first host, she has gone out, said that we have a female judge so that there could be a fair judgment. So this shows when men are given judgment only, they can be unfair to us. I myself was able to be saved from a crisis by my female maths teacher. She saved me from a crisis of failing exams. She gave me ideas that could help me solve all my weakness. 63% CEOs are women compared to 37% men according to HP.com research. This is because men are poor in budgeting and crisis handling. Thank you.
Women make better leaders than men. Anyway, my honorable judges and my dear listeners, good afternoon. This is Patience Atua representing Mwanambeyu Girls High School, strongly and ready to oppose the motion that states women make better leaders than men. Indeed, men make better leaders than women. On to my first point. Men are sacrificial. I can give example of Donald Trump. He suspended 817 million in trade preference for Thailand under the generalized system of preference. My dear listeners, which woman on earth have you ever seen sacrificing her own money just for the society, and not just money, lots and lots of money? In addition to that, Donald Trump brought jobs, factories, and industries back to the United States of America.
He created more than 1.2 million manufacturing and construction jobs. On to my second point. Men are courageous. Men are courageous in themselves than women. This you can find it in a situation whereby a man and a woman are representing a speech. The man will be confident enough. Sincerely speaking, the woman will be brief. Just because they lack confidence in themselves and sometimes they shy off. In other terms, we can say it for a fact that men are courageous and confident. And when the country have this kind of leaders, we'll be in a better position. Don't you want that kind of a leader? On to my third point. Men are patient and determined enough. A very good example is the late Nelson Mandela. In fact, I really love Nelson Mandela's leadership. So far, he's the best. He formed ANC, African National Congress, with the aim of building a nation. Is that not a good leader? Anyway, this man went through a lot of challenges. He got jailed for 27 years. That's incredible. 27 good years. But later on, he was released. And what did he become of? He became the first black president. Besides, Nelson Mandela, he's ranked as one of the greatest humanitarians of our time. My dear listeners, I can proudly conclude by saying women are good, but men are actually better.
Thank you very much. Before we go to the third and last speakers for each, may we attract an input from the audience. One input for opposing the motion and one input for proposing the motion.
Leadership is found in the brain. Join Robert Mkala as they propose the motion to say women make better leaders than men. Women always, they have vision. They always think of ways of improving the lives of the members of the society. Good example is Wangari Maathai, who changed the world by coming up with non-governmental organization known as the Green Belt, and which he planted over 45 million trees across Kenya. We do not want only political leaders. We want also family leaders. And take most of the family nowadays, they're headed by women. That means that fathers, they are irresponsible. Men do not make better leadership. This is evident in Tanzania. At the time of Magufuli, was frustrating the relationship between Kenya and Tanzania. But now Samia Suluhu is working hard to ensure that there is good relationship between Kenya and Tanzania. Also, Samia Suluhu went to Belgium to meet the CCM opposing leader, with whom Magufuli tried to shoot him more than 10 times. Women make better leaders than men. I can say that if there is a part that everybody is scared of stepping into, women can pass through for the rest to be safe. Let's give a chance to women. And giving a chance for a woman to lead is like giving the whole nation an opportunity to shine. Thank you.
Masi Waiwa, I would like to oppose the motion that states women make better leaders than women. It's so ironical how the men here have very low self-esteem in themselves. Can't you be leaders? You can, but your self-esteem is very low. So I would kindly request you to follow me after this so that you can talk about your esteem. The next thing is, one of the proposals say that women have a soft spot. I'm going to give you examples that will show you that we women don't have soft spots at all. First thing, I think you should be familiar with the White Widow. She's a terrorist. She's a woman. She terrorizes men, a lot of men. People are afraid of her, and she's a woman. She can kill. She has murdered a lot of people. They've her. Does that mean she has a soft spot? No. The next thing is, we women break your hearts. We break your hearts a lot, like we don't have pity. If we want to break you, we break you into pieces. That shows that we don't have a soft spot at all. Finally, please, women have proved to be better. Yeah, they have made better leaders, yeah. But according to statistics, men have always held the high place. Like, men are the best. Like, men have this courage. They have this thing. Women cannot work together. Women cannot work together at all. A woman will find a weakness in another person, and she won't try to correct it. She'll try to break you using it. But men, they tell you straight to the point. They don't hide things. They are straightforward. If they don't like it, they don't like it. But women will find it a gossip. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was a very passionate one. Now, let's give an opportunity to the last speaker from the proposing side.
Here proposing the motion, I'm Alfred Kalume from the Waa High. First of all, I'd like to tell my colleague there, you just say that woman is good in vandalizing and terrorism. Isn't she leading in that section? Here proposing they say that leaders are not born, leaders are made. Made from challenges, inspiration, innovation, and passion. We have the pharaohs in Egypt who are men. The Bible says that they were really bad leaders. Idi Amin, Adolf Hitler, and Donald Trump. They were all men, and we saw what they did when they were given the chance to lead. As Brown Herbert said, the ability to earn is a skill. The willingness to learn is a choice. And the capacity to learn is a gift. Women are great at this. We even see it from our very own, Wangari Maathai. She changed the world by starting a non-governmental organization that planted over 45 million trees. If that isn't leadership, I don't know what is. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, representing Mwanambeyu Girls High School. My name is Zainab Muhammad, but people call me Zainab Nabongo Mumias, because Nabongo was once a Christian and he converted into Islam and he was named as Muhammad. Kindly, my dear listeners, I'm here to strongly reject the current motion that states women make better leaders than men. Great leaders came from all walks of life. Men are creative and charismatic. Have you ever heard of a word in quote, I have a dream? A black man by the name Martin Luther King Jr. He contributed in the ending legal segregation in the United States. His I have a dream speech brought awareness, humanity to the national consciousness of civil rights. Besides, this man was arrested more than 25 times. Oh, my dear listeners, more than 25 times. If it could be for me, I could not tolerate that, for real. 25 times I'm being arrested, and then I could have given up. More than 25 times, and not counting out his assassination. His life is insightful, a textbook, a lesson from aspiring leaders. Now, my dear listeners and my dear audience, now, can you just give me 5 examples of women leaders who have sacrificed their lives like Martin Luther King Jr.? Just 5 examples, just prove me wrong. Just 5 examples of women leaders who have sacrificed their lives like Martin Luther. Indeed, women are good, men are better. Thank you.
We are going to have 1 minute for Kayatiwi and 1 minute for Mwanambeyu. For Waa Boys. Really. I have a son at Kayatiwi, so apologies. So 1 minute for Waa Boys and then 1 minute for Mwanambeyu. Are we ready? Okay, take the stage, please. Bana Chiti.
Here to reintroduce myself, my name is Abdul Chiti Kombe, proposing the motion that states women make better leaders than men. just to cross-examine one of the ladies who came here, they say that there are no examples of women leaders who can lead better than Martin Luther King. Are you serious? Queen Elizabeth, she's been in the seat for more years than what Martin Luther King did. She's a good example of a great leader. And that's why women make better leaders than men. And there's another lady who came here and said that women are great at vandalism. Yeah, they truly are great at vandalism. That's why they're leading in it. Leading doesn't mean it gives a positive change. It can also bring a negative change. You say that Donald Trump is a great leader. Has he finished his due time being a leader? He hasn't shown his true self. Men are cruel. Let me just say the truth. I'm a true man, and I can be cruel. Every single man here knows that. We can beat you harshly with no forgiveness. The pharaohs from ancient Egypt, they were men. Were they great leaders? No. In recent times, Joe Biden, is he a great leader? No. This still adds up to no male leader can be a great leader compared to women. I continue by proposing the motion. Women leaders. Women leaders are nurturing. They care for their employees. For example, there are many women leaders over here. We can see them. They're standing at the front of the tables over here. Some are judges. Yeah. When they have a business, let's say business women, they nurture for their employees. Compared to men, whenever you have a problem and you go and tell your male boss, obviously the male boss won't take it seriously because you're just an employee to him. But a woman, she sees the employee as a chance to get the best out of her business. That's why they nurture for their employees. And I stand by saying, women make better leaders than men.
Thank you very much for making your points.
You are referring to tell us leaders from the set books. Well, you are very wrong. Set books are fictions. For real, it is just an imaginative story that somebody just came up with it and the students are reading. So like here, we are just being factual and it's all about reality. It's not about a matter you're just telling us that Russian did this and that. No, it's a matter of being factual and reality. Women work with emotion. They're not able to handle some of the situation. When you give a man a tag, he will work, of course, harshly. But for a woman, he will work motherly and maybe he will be able to make wrong decision. Okay, another person say that men are drunkard, that they go out and drink when they get their money, all what they get. Not all men are drunkard. Do you want to tell me that example of these men here are drunkard? Do you want to tell me that? Exactly, you're just insulting us. It's a matter of just saying that all the men in the country are drunkard, of which it is a no. Okay, an audience said that Samia Suluhu is making a good leader, but no, she's not. Look at John Pombe Magufuli. He did not allow people to take loans, but now Samia Suluhu has been going around asking for loans. The question is, will she be able to pay the loan? So, my dear listeners, I would just like to say that, indeed, women are good, men are better. Thank you.
Let's give them another round of applause as we close. We want to give the moment to the judges to give their comments.
Thank you so much for the debate. It was an interesting debate, and I'll just again generalize my comments in terms of the nature of the debate. The first thing is I had so many examples from you guys of great leaders in history, present, and so on and so forth. I was a little disappointed that I didn't get any local example of leaders. For example, our own Chief Justice, who's a woman. We have so many women representatives. I didn't even hear, any women reps or women MPs. And we have great leaders who, women, even in the present leadership of our country, Kenya. I didn't get to hear any. I expected a few examples who maybe inspire you. The other thing I'll say is anytime we're approaching a motion like this, and this is just about the intelligence of a motion like this, number one is we need to ask ourselves, what is the metrics of leadership, in the sense of how do I tell I'm a great leader and she's not, right? Because we can go on and on quoting great examples of women leaders. They're there, and we cannot deny that. And we can go on and quote great examples of men who are amazing leaders, and we cannot deny it. So the debate was not really about how many men are greater or how many women. It was, what are the metrics of leadership that we find men better than women, or women better than men? That is what I was really looking forward to, in terms of how can we define leadership. If it's political leadership, can we say we've had President Nani, and in terms of infrastructure, they've done better than President Nani, in terms of unity, in terms of, and so on and so forth. The last thing I'll say, and this is, I think, to the opposers, is that you guys had a better chance at the motion, in the sense of, when the motion reads, women make better leaders than men, when you're opposing, you don't have to oppose it directly in the sense of men make better leaders than men. You can choose the option to say, women don't make better leaders than men. Women and men both make better leaders. That was also an option for this motion, to look at it in that sense. It was not a direct attack of, if it's not women, it's men. You can oppose such a motion by saying, we believe women don't make better leaders than men. Why? Because women and men both make better leaders. That was also an argument I was waiting for this motion. But generally, that was a good debate. Thank you so much, and all the best to the teams.
Had such high expectations after the previous debates, and I'm glad to say that you did not disappoint us. Thank you so much. And I know how difficult it might be, perhaps, to argue against the grain, because I really like that. I even told my fellow judge that I liked that they flipped, so that you guys were saying men make better leaders, you guys were saying women make better leaders. It was very interesting. And this is another point in debating. You don't always have to believe in the topic. As long as you can articulate it, as long as you can explain your points well, and as long as you can engage us, those things really, really matter. So thank you so much. I enjoyed listening to all your quotes. You quoted books. I don't know if you did a quick Google search after we complained about statistics, but we noticed that you all had statistics for us, so that was really amazing to witness. It means that you are growing with every minute of this process. So thank you so much.
Much has been said. However, I'd like to acknowledge that I have seen great skills in you today, like all the teams which have participated in the debate. I love the debating skills that I've seen you bring out today. Some of the other things that I've realized, and I would like to recognize from our debaters for this particular motion, is that Abdul and Hussein of Waa Boys, and Camila and Patience of Mwanambeyu Girls, you were able to give and cite specific examples while you were giving your arguments, to make us, to make the listeners, or to make the other side relate to what you're actually referring to. Additionally, an aspect of different forms of leadership that is not necessarily political came up in one of the arguments. Leadership can be servant leadership. It doesn't necessarily have to be like really authoritative or political leadership. Something else I'd like to point out, it has been said before that it's interesting to see that the ladies could really oppose passionately the motion, and the gents were able to propose passionately. It's interesting to see that you're able to utilize those skills that you've learned in public speaking and to deliver your arguments very well. I'd also like to mention that, Abdul Chiti, you did quite well in the succinct presentation of your points, and also I've had this someone who's added a second part onto their name. Now you are called Zainab Nabongo Mumias. Interesting to see how you are able to use your facial expressions and body movement to enhance your argument and the debate generally, and that made it quite interesting. I thank you so much, and I wish you all the best to all the teams. Thank you so much.